Hello everybody, I hope you're really well. Well, this is the video that I have dreaded having to do for many years, and as some of you probably might know, because you would have seen my Instagram post, very sadly Sophie died on Monday. She was 14. She lived a long, happy life, and so many people who watch this channel knew Sophie and totally adored her. And so, even though it feels soon and quick that I'm making it, I feel like I have to talk about it and I have to share the news with everybody, because she was a big part of this channel, as well as being a massive part of my life. So yeah, I thought that I would come here today and do a little bit of a tribute to her life, because she was such a special little character and a huge part of our YouTube family. So yeah, it's been a really tough week. It's Thursday, and this is the first day that I haven't cried. I feel like all of my tears are done for the rest of my life. But it's also been a few days of reflection and thinking about her wonderful life and how amazing she was, and how much joy that she brought to me. So even though it's been really sad and a huge adjustment, it's been so lovely to think about her life, to think about the impact that she had on me and everybody that she met. I mean, I posted a post on Instagram to explain the other day, and I've had over 2,000 comments from people wishing me well, and it just shows how adorable and how adored she was. So to read a lot of messages like that has been hugely comforting. And yes, it's been quite a nice week in that sense, that I've got to really think about Sophie's life. The last few years, as you know from watching this channel, she has slowed down and we've had a lot of struggles, and you kind of forget the years when she was younger and really darting around along the beach and through fields in the Cotswolds, totally just high on life. You kind of forget those moments a little bit, and this week I've had the chance to look through old photos, videos, think about memories that people have shared with me about when they've met Sophie. And even though it's been the worst week of my life, probably the saddest, it's also been a time where I've been able to look back on her life and just be so thankful that she was here for 14 years and that we had such a lovely time together. So yeah, it's been, you know, I've dreaded this time. The first day that I got Sophie, 14 years ago, I remember she really stunk from where she'd come from. And so I put her into the bath, and she was just so golden and so loving and trusting, and we had this bond instantly. And I remember thinking, oh, one day you're going to break my heart. And I dreaded that day for years, and it's happened, and it's, you know, it's just what life is. Sorry, I just had to put the blind down because the sun is shining quite brightly and I couldn't really see. So, yes, when I got Sophie, I made a little promise to myself that she would live life with me, not be kind of on the sidelines of my life. So when I wanted to have a dog, I wanted to have a dog who would live with me every day, spend life with me. If I was going to a restaurant or a cafe or to see a friend, they would come along with me. And a Shih Tzu is the type of dog that relishes that kind of lifestyle. So they want to be with you all the time. You know, they hate being left on their own. And so Sophie was the perfect little companion. And we really did have that life together. I mean, I really just lived my life so that she could be with me almost every single day doing whatever I was doing. And I quickly learned which restaurants would accept dogs, which cafes would allow dogs, where I could go shopping and take her with me, how to get the train, how I could get from A to B. You know, every single thing that I did, it wasn't even like a separate thought. It was like having a child and thinking, okay, what do we need to do to take them here, and what do I need to take with me, and how do we plan this? So I lived my full life, the last 14 years, with her, living it with me, and I'm so glad that I had that, because we got to spend years and quality time together. And sometimes it used to get on my nerves. I used to think, oh gosh, this is such a hassle, but I'm so glad that I lived that life with her, and we got to spend so many wonderful years together. We really just were together constantly, and everybody who knows me, it was never just Nicholas, it was Nicholas and Sophie. And if you lived in Edinburgh, you've probably seen me walking through the streets with her, sometimes carrying her when she was a bit slow. So we just came as a pair, and everybody knew us as Nick and Sophie, and we were just together. So I'm so glad that I got to have all those years with her. And I hope, I'll never know, but I'm hoping that she just had a wonderful, wonderful life, and that she had the best time ever on this planet while she was here. I really hope. And yeah, as I said, I had her when I was 21, and I was thinking about this the other day. I haven't really lived my adult life without Sophie being in it. So from the age of 21 to now, she has been in my life with my ex-partners, and then back in 2020 when I became single and lived on my own, we started life from scratch together. And even though she couldn't speak, she was there, her presence was there, and it was always a huge source of comfort for me. And I just felt like we went through life together, and whatever came at us, we could do it together. So yeah, I haven't had an adult life without Sophie, and I think that is one of the things now that I am going to have to learn to live with, that this is life and it's going to be something different, and it's going to be hard sometimes, because it is such a difference, and I've been so used to having her here with me all these years. I'm just thinking about some of her really funny ways and her character. She was such a character. Everybody who met Sophie just fell in love with her instantly, and it was because that she loved them. You know, she'd meet a stranger, a new person would come into the house, she'd be laying across their feet. She wanted to be loved, and she wanted everybody to know that she really loved them. And so it was so hard not to love her, and that's why I think here on the channel, even though you've never met her in real life, and sometimes she's mostly in the background, she had this huge, beautiful character and personality that just radiated love and kindness. And so I just know everybody adored her. Every time she appeared in the videos, the comment section would mostly be about Sophie. And I just loved that, because it just basically shows how beautiful she was. And yeah, I remember when I was dating men, and you know, I'd been with them for a few weeks, and they'd come to the house, and I'd be on the sofa with them having a drink, you know, having a nice time, and she'd have to be in the middle of us, right bang in the middle, sometimes on their lap, to show that, you know, this is her house, and she wants to be in with this little relationship as well. She was just the most funny girl, and just so loving. And she absolutely just adored me. I mean, every time, when I'm sitting here now at my desk, when I'd be working at my desk, the moment that I'd take a little break and I'd sit on the sofa, she'd come over and she'd want me to lift her up and put her on her lap, and then she'd just have a little cuddle for 10 minutes. She was just the most loving, beautiful little soul. And that is what I will miss the most, just that beautiful, happy presence. She absolutely loved life. I mean, right up until the last few days, she used to wake up before me, because she was so excited to have her breakfast. So she'd wake me up, and I'd be like, Sophie, you're too early, go back to sleep. But she was just like, come on, Daddy, let's have our breakfast. She just loved life. She loved life. I hope she had a happy life. I hope that she wasn't in pain the last few years. I mean, she was old and I tried my very best to keep her comfortable, but I really, really hope she had a lovely, lovely life. Sorry, I've moved again because the sun is just so bright and I can't see. So, yes, you may remember in my last video I told you that she had an eye infection and that it seemed to be getting better, so that was the case. And I was so hopeful. I thought, oh, thank goodness it's getting better. This is going to be okay, because when I saw that she had this infection and she was suffering so much, she was shaking, I was panicked. I thought, oh gosh, if this doesn't resolve, then it's going to be the worst thing. So when it started to get better, I was so glad. I think that was on like the Friday, and then on the Saturday we woke up and the eye was closed again. And I had to put some drops in it, so I had to open the eye and clean it, and then I put the drops in. And I could tell that she wasn't doing very well. She was, very slow. She looked really just tired of life, to be honest. She still had her food. She enjoyed her breakfast and her dinner that day. But she was quiet, she was sleeping a lot. She wasn't herself. And then on Sunday, I had to go for a coffee meeting with a friend, and I took Sophie with me. And she was quiet again, and my friend noticed that she seemed different. And then when we got home that evening, she was just panting. She couldn't sit still, so I knew she was in pain, and we had to get a follow-up appointment for the following morning at 9 a.m. So I gave her painkillers, which she settled, and then I took her to the vet at 9 a.m. and they said, yes, it doesn't seem to be getting better. Do you mind if we keep her in for the morning just to see what's going on? So I left her there, and at about 12:30 in the afternoon I got a call, and they said, we're very sorry to say that Sophie's eye there's something not right with it, and really the only way to fix it would be to remove the eye. Because she's 14, she's got this issue with her breathing, we wouldn't be willing to do the operation. So very sorry to say, but you're going to have to make the decision to end things. This call was just like a punch to the stomach, honestly. I was kind of worried, obviously I was. You always think the worst, but to get that phone call and for it to be so final, just the worst call ever. And so I said, when do I need to come now? And they said, yes, come now. And so I got to the vet, and they brought her to me, and she was quite distressed. She hated being at the vet. She always hated it. So I said to them, look, I would really love to take her home. She will settle down, and then could you come later on to the house and we can do it then. But the vet said, she will probably be in a lot of pain. There's a huge pressure on the eye, and I think taking her home, settling her down is unfair. I think you need to be strong and just do it. So I did, and to be honest, it was peaceful. I was holding her in my arms, and she had her head here, and when she passed away, I felt her body, it went light, and it felt very, very peaceful. And yeah, that was it. So it was a peaceful end, I think. And we had a lovely moment together, and yeah, just very, very sad. Very, very sad. A moment that you just dread. I know loads of people who've got dogs, and they always say to me, oh, I'm dreading the day when it's time for them to go. And that's what we do, because we know how precious their lives are, how short their lives are in comparison to ours, and they bring so much love into our lives that the thought of losing them is just unbearable. And for me, that was something that I dreaded for years. And people used to say to me, stop living in anticipatory grief, just enjoy the moments. And I did enjoy them, but there was always that thing of, oh gosh, one day I'm going to have to say goodbye. And yeah, it has been a very tough few days. I keep forgetting that she's not here. I mean, I've been trying to keep to my routine. I've been going to the gym in the morning. The first day that I got back from the gym, I used to look at when I got back from the gym, I used to look at the top of the stairs to see where she was. And I looked through and I thought, where is she? And then I remembered that she wasn't here anymore. And there's just little things like that. I see a shadow and I think it's her. She was such a presence in my life, and as I said, she was with me for 14 years, my whole life as an adult. She's been there. So it's going to take a big adjustment. It's going to be a huge adjustment to live life without her. But what I am trying to do is think of all of the beauty and love that she brought to my life, everything that she taught me. I mean, she taught me to live life every day and just live in the moment. That's what she did. She loved life. She was excited for life every single day, even when she was old and arthritic and perhaps in a bit of pain. She loved going for her walks. She loved going out and about with me around town. I mean, she just loved living. And so she's taught me in many ways to do that, to live every day in the moment, to not worry about the future because it hasn't happened and it might not come. Not to really live in the past because that's pointless. So yeah, she taught me to live life in the moment every single day, to love everybody that comes into your life. What I love about dogs is that they don't see flaws, they don't see things that perhaps have tainted someone's character, that have made them a bit hard and cold. They just love you for being who you are, and that is what I try to do now. And I think Sophie has really helped me to be that person, to see that, you know, we've all got things going on in our lives, we all have difficulties, we all have things that have happened that have perhaps made us a little bit hard to the world, but really we are all just little people, children, who are going through life and just trying to be the best that we can be. And that is what I will try to remember as I go through my life now, just to be kind to everybody and be a nice person, because we all just want to get on and live life. So yeah, a very, very sad time. I'm really sad to be sharing this news with you all. I know so many of you are going to be very, very upset. You all just adored Sophie. I know she was so loved by everybody, and I love that. All of you loved her so much. It means the world. I sometimes this week have been watching my old videos back just so I can see her again. I'm so glad that I've got like 6 years worth of footage of her sometimes just walking in the background, sometimes sitting on my lap, sometimes, you know, videos of us going for walks. I've got all those videos of us together. And it's such a comfort to be able to watch them back and then to read the comments of how much you all just adored Sophie. So thank you all for being so kind, for accepting her into your lives. I know you loved her so much, and that love is helping me tremendously. So yeah, I wanted to thank you. And yeah, this is a very strange video. I've thought about this video for years, what I would do, how I would behave, what I would say, and I just decided today that I would speak from the heart as best as I can, and not really think too much about what to say or how I should be behaving. It's just a natural video, just to share Sophie's life and just to remember her. So yeah, I'm going to try and just get on with life. I've got a busy few days. I'm actually heading back home this weekend. It's my auntie's funeral next week. It's been such a long time coming. I think there was a backlog because of all, a lot of people died over winter, over Christmas. So we've had to wait weeks and weeks for her funeral. It's going to be on Monday. So it's going to be nice for me to go home and have the love and comfort of being with my family for a few days. And I think just getting away will be nice. But this is going to be the first time I've ever travelled on a train without Sophie next to me, which is going to be so weird. I mean, I'm so used to planning about getting to the station and a blanket for her to sit next to me, and yeah, my little shadow not going to be there now. But these are the things that happen. You have to get used to life and all of the changes that come when you lose something so dear. But yeah, I want to thank everybody again for all of your kindness. I know there's going to be a lot of comments on this video. I will read through them all. They will bring me huge comfort. So thank you for always being there. Thank you for your wonderful support. Thank you for loving my Sophie the way that you did. It meant the world to me to see that she was so loved. And now that she's gone, it will bring me so much comfort to know that she touched so many people's lives as well as just my own. So yes, thank you all. I wish you all the very, very best. And thank you from the bottom of my heart, because your kindness really means everything.